There I am. Welcome. I never seem to be able to do this at the beginning without some kind of technical challenge. Welcome to Just in the Nick of Crime. Today, we're going to be talking about Jesse Mack Butler and the conversation that I had with his family. For those of y'all who don't know, Jesse Mack Butler's family reached out to me. I did a video on this, or I think I did a video on it. I did at least a post. And then I was going to talk about it yesterday, but with all the Epstein stuff that came out, I'm going to move this over too. With all the Epstein stuff that came out, I knew that it would get overshadowed. So I didn't, right? There were a couple of things that I want to talk about yesterday. So I had a conversation with a family member. For the sake of their anonymity, I'm not going to say who they are and how they're related, but I got a lot of very interesting information, and I got a picture that I'm positive y'all haven't seen because I had never seen it. Y'all have seen part of it. Now, if you're just coming in, a couple real quick things that I'm going to say at the very beginning of this. First, welcome. If you are watching on YouTube, oh crap, I forgot to put Instagram on again. Or Instagram. There we go. So first of all, if you are watching and you're new, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube, Facebook, follow anywhere, because we stream on 4 platforms when we do this. And for my TikTok friends, you will, when I talk about pictures and show things, you will not be able to see them on TikTok. You would have to jump over to YouTube to see that. It's the same name on here, Just in the Nick of Crime. Now, that being said, well, it's not going to go live apparently. So Instagram gets it again today. They don't get it. Oh well. Technology is not so friendly sometimes. Tell me about it. Anyways, this family member reached out to me and wanted to express the fact that, well, I'm going to do this before the housekeeping, that they number one, condemn 100% what Jesse did. They do not support him. They are not standing by him in this. But a lot of family members, extended family members, are getting harassed, and I will never condone harassing people, especially those that aren't directly involved. Jesse, whatever happens. The family, the immediate family, the mom, the dad, whatever happens. But people outside of that, they're just kind of there for the ride, right? Like, it doesn't mean that they know anything else. But here's the thing. I'm going to trick you guys a little bit here right now. Not really, but sort of. Because I'm going to 100% talk about this. And if you guys don't know the Jesse Mack Butler story, don't worry. By the end of this, you will. I'll make sure that you guys are well aware of it. I'm going to make sure that if we talk about this, if you need the recap, we'll talk about that as well. But before I do that, here's where I'm tricking you guys. I need you guys to know this face. This has nothing to do with Jesse's case. I'm going to take just a moment to talk about this, okay? Because I am enraged by this. And when I'm enraged, you have to be enraged. Sorry, that's just how this works, all right? And this case is very similar to Jesse's, and this guy needs the same infamy that Jesse does. And I promise you, I'm not like bait and switching you. I'm just going to put this at the front because I know you guys wanting to hear what Jesse's family had to say, and I want to tell you guys that. But while I have you on the front end, I need you guys to be aware of this person, okay? Now, I'm going to issue a trigger warning, which I don't often do because you guys know the type of content that I talk about. But this guy right here, his name is Richard Lee Bell. He goes by Rick. And here's what I'm going to tell you. When he was arrested and being interviewed, he told police that the 2-year-old girl that he was arrested for abusing came on to him. Let me repeat that. This 2-year-old girl, she came on to me. It wasn't my fault. Literally, he literally tried to do that. All right. Now, he abused this little girl from the time that she was 2 to 7. All right. When the girl told her father, her bio dad, because it was a divorce situation. He's mom's boyfriend. Okay. And he's abusing this little girl. She finally tells dad what's going on. He goes into a fit of rage, which you obviously would expect that to happen if you're a parent and learn that this has been happening for a long time. They get the police involved. And I'm not going to go into the whole thing. I did a whole thing about it yesterday. If you guys want to check it out, there's also a Facebook group called the Richard Lee Bell Corruption in Travis County, Texas. This is Travis County, Texas, where this happened. Here's the thing. The long and short of this, guys, he walked away with probation. He abused a 2-year-old for a girl from the time she was 2 till she was 7. Continuous abuse. and he walked away with probation. Now, people ask, where's the mom in this? And here's the question. I don't know. Do I know if the mom knew? I don't. Do I suspect that the mom knew? I do. I feel like this is very much a Madeline Soto situation. I have no proof of that. That is my speculation. The other thing that I will tell you that I don't have as many details on is that she was not the only victim. There was another girl living in the house. And that abuse on that little girl started when she was 8. All right. And Travis County, basically, dad goes in for sentencing, is expecting a prison sentence. And the prosecutors, one of them, whose name is Efrain de la Fuentes, he is actually the director of child services, believe it or not. He and, well, you know what? I can show y'all. I can show you. Let's show everybody's face, right? Sorry, that we went backwards. There you go. That's Efrain de la Fuentes, head of director of child services for prosecution for Travis County, Texas. That is Lorraine Garcia, also a prosecutor in this case. And this, the Honorable Julie Kosarek, if I'm saying that right, that's the judge that signed off and said that this was an okay plea deal. All right. Now, my understanding is during the dad's statement, this judge buried her head in her hands, but she didn't stop this from happening. Okay. And so, that being said, somebody said as a mom, you knows everything. This girl started, she had to go, they were doing potty training. She was doing really well, and she completely reverted, 100% reverted. So, that being said, I need you guys to know his face. I need y'all to get it out here. I'm not going to spend like the full time on this. I am going to talk more about this. There is a lot about this. This is enough to be its own episode, but I need y'all to be aware of it. I need y'all to be angry about it with me, and I need him to have the same exact sentiment given to him that we've given to Jesse Mack Butler. Okay. All right. Now, the other thing that I want to say real quick while I have it, you guys, at the beginning of this show, is if this stuff makes you angry, which it should, I'm sure it does. If you're following me, positive that it does. There is a petition to end plea deals for child predators. If you are watching on TikTok, it is linked in the bio. If you are watching on YouTube or Facebook, this is in the show notes. On Facebook, it's also pinned to the top of my page. Please, it takes less than literally 2 seconds. Especially if you have autofill on, it's even less. It takes 2 seconds to fill this thing out and add your signature so we can get this in front of lawmakers. I want this. I really, really want it at 100,000 signatures. I wanted it at 100,000 before the end of October. It's kind of slowed a little bit. Please just get it out there. Sign it. Takes 2 seconds. All right. So let's go back to, where's my thing? There it is. So let's go back to Jesse. Let's talk about Jesse for a moment. So Jesse's what you guys want to know. Right, you guys want to know how this conversation went. So here's what I'm going to tell you. I learned a lot of stuff about this family. And I need to get a picture of Jackie up here before I talk about her. But the mom is a real problem from what I've learned. So, again, I'm not going to say who it was. But Jesse Mack Butler has half siblings, at least one that I know of. That I was told about, who I think is in her mid-40s. That is, and she's the youngest. I think there is multiple siblings. So I think I was told that the youngest of them was like 45 or 46 or something like that. But in her 40s. And, Jesse just turned 18. All right. The youngest daughter, from my understanding, is estranged from her dad, Mack Butler. And the reason for that was, and not in a weird way, like don't jump to this being a weird way. Okay. Not because of anything like weird or creepy between siblings, nothing like that. But basically because this woman told Jesse to stop doing something. And he got so mad about it, he ran to mommy, and mommy had to make the bad stuff go away. Right? That's what happened. So here's the situation. Mack Butler has this office like towards the end zone overlooking the field. She was there visiting with her daughter, who was very young. I want to say somewhere between 1 and 3 at the time. And the daughter was taking a nap. Jesse comes, and Jesse probably at this point in time would have been a kid, like not 8, 9, 10 years old, something like that. If I had to guess based on math and timelines, he comes running through with a friend of his, being loud, boisterous, like kids do. Normally, when that's the case and there's a baby sleeping, you say, "Hey, can you quiet it down? The baby's sleeping." And that's exactly what happened. But Jesse didn't like that idea. In fact, Jesse got madder about it and decided that he was going to continue to do what Jesse wanted to do because it didn't matter. There were no consequences for Jesse Mack Butler, as there weren't in this case either. And so he went crying to his mommy, and his mommy told Mac that that woman's not part of this family anymore. So when Mac sends this person and his other grandchild birthday or Christmas cards, he has to use like a PO box or a secret address and doesn't tell them. And I'm going to tell you this, right, sure. The fact that that's been a situation, in my understanding, that's been going on for about a decade. Given that that's the situation, all right, that he won't stand, he would let this woman kick a child out of his life, and he doesn't stand up to her, tells me all I need to know about him. All right? Tells me all I need to know about him. Now, I want to get a picture because I forgot to do this. I want to get a picture of Jesse, Jesse's mom before we talk about this. Hear myself echoing. Let's get it real quick because we're talking about Jackie because do we have the tea? Do we have the tea on Jackie Butler, formerly Jackie Childers? Here she is. Here she. Save image as. Oh, apparently her ex is Jay Butler 31. For anybody who's interested in knowing that. Oh, I like this picture of her better. This one's better. Let's go to this one. Oh, they've removed her from the website. How funny. She's removed from the Oklahoma State University website. That's funny. I wonder if she lost her job. Probably not. All right. Let me get this picture pulled up for you guys. Because we got to look at her, right? One. No, I like this one. We'll do this one instead. I'll make another one. So dad is spineless. Go figure. Yeah. Dad is in his 70s, and he is the youngest of his siblings, right? Again, his youngest child before Jesse is in her mid-40s now. So Jesse was obviously an oopsie baby. That should have been, I shouldn't say that. I'm not going to say that. That would be vulgar of me. Apparently 20 or so years ago, there was some kind of mixer with the football wives of whatever university. It might have been LSU at the time, but whatever university or whatever football team he was the director of football operations for. There was like the head coach, I think, or something like that, through a luncheon or get together with the football wives. All right. And the woman who was married to Mack Butler at that time. All right. The woman who was married to Mack Butler at that time, I don't know what her name was, but it's irrelevant because she's not a bad person. This woman who was throwing this luncheon came up to her and said, "You got to watch this woman. You got to watch Jackie Childers." All right. You got to watch her. She'll steal your husband. And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. She took this, and again, look, I'm not giving. She's a problem, but Mac's a problem too because Mac let that happen. Mack Butler let this woman come between him and his other children, right? So Mack Butler's a problem, and he's just spineless. Now, the other thing that I'll share with you real quick is a picture. You guys haven't seen this picture, what I'm going to show you. And you're going to be like, "Justin, we've seen that picture." You have seen this picture to a degree. Do you know this is a zoom in? That there's more to this picture? Did y'all know that? Again, if you're on TikTok, you can't see. You got to jump over to YouTube. There's more to this picture, and it was sent to me. And here's the thing. The family member who talked to me knows that Mack Butler's a pretty spineless person, but this photo in particular upset them because it looked. They know that basically that Mac is he's spineless, right? We've determined that, that Mac is spineless. And they were worried about this picture because they were like, this whole thing has broken Mac. He doesn't know what to do, and he's not standing. And my first thing was, my first thing when I saw this photo and it was sent to me, I was like, well, if he's broken, it's not too late. He could say something. He could, condemn his son's actions, right? Let me show you the picture. Okay. I don't know if I can zoom it in anymore. Let me make it bigger as much as I can. Take me off of it. That's the most I can do. Sorry. But if you look in this picture from down the hallway, Mack Butler sitting there on the other bench. Okay. And these people were like, he looks like this is just killing him. And I was happy to report back because I did some digging, because I know the person who took this picture was one of the victims, was a family member to one of the victims. And I said, let me ask you a question. What's Mac doing in this photo? Is he's looking down? Is he sad? And she was like, no, he's on his phone. And apparently he's been a jackass through this entire process to the victims. And when I told this to the family member, it actually made them feel better and kind of justified or quantified the actions that they thought he was more like. He's looking at his phone. That's what he's doing in this picture. This is the full picture, guys. This is the full picture. So Mac was there too. Now, here's what I'll also tell you. Somebody said you must be looking at a different picture. No, I'm not talking about Jesse. I'm talking about the dad in the corner, the gray-haired, white-haired man in the corner on the other bench. Now, the thing that I'll tell you that I learned too is that apparently the sister, even though you really can't tell from this picture, apparently she is like the nicest person. I don't know. I've never had a conversation with her, but apparently she is really nice, and she's just caught up in this whole mess. Now, again, I'll say the same thing that I said to them. I'll tell you guys the same thing that they said, or I told them, which is you can condemn his actions, right? You're in the picture. You're in this whether you want to. It's like Cassie Laundrie, right? When Brian Laundrie and Roberta and Chris Laundrie during Gabby Petito were all part of this, right? Cassie Laundrie got pulled into it too. She didn't say anything. She went quiet, right? Until we threatened to fly a banner over her house, and then she finally, spilled, and she told us what she did. And it was what I kind of thought was that there really probably wasn't that much involvement, that there's a massive age difference in this situation. I'm not talking about even with Gabby's case, and maybe that's the case here. So she's caught up in it. She's still at court, though. If somebody says she's still supporting him, she's still there supporting him, and exactly because she's an adult. She doesn't have to be there, and she is there. And if she wanted, whether she's the nicest person or not, it's irrelevant. When you sit there and you support an abuser and you don't condemn their actions, then you are enabling them. That's the bottom line. So whether she's nice or not, it's irrelevant, in my opinion. And Mac there is on the phone. All right. Now, apparently every year they have a family. You guys, let me know if you want me to put that back up. You can say that in the comments. But every year, apparently, this family has a family reunion. They have canceled it. They want nothing to do with this family. They flat out condemn. And I've had people come in my comments say, well, why don't they make a video? Why don't they make a post? Not everybody has a platform, guys. That's why they came to me, because I have a platform and I'm talking about this case. And when I talk about this case, people are listening to it. Right? So that's why they came to me. Plus, again, Mac is apparently 75 and he is one of the youngest people in this family. So a lot of them, technology isn't really their strong suit. Riri said maybe she's supporting her parents. Maybe. But when you're supporting enablers of abuse, then you in turn are supporting abuse and enabling abuse. That's what's happening. There's no way around it. The only thing any of these people could do to justify or save their butts at this point in time is to flat out condemn what Jesse did publicly, swiftly, quickly, and none of them have done any of that. My understanding as well is that they aren't seeing any of this. They're being told by, I guess, I don't know if it's people close to them or if it's like attorneys or what. I don't have clarification on that, but they're being told to not watch any of this. Keep your head down. Don't watch any of this, which I don't know how you couldn't see this because it's so huge, right? Like, I mean, it's everywhere. Nancy Grace picked it up the other day, and we're going to be on News Nation talking about this tonight as well. So, yeah. Now, that's for all the people who kind of know the story. There's a lot of people here who don't know the story. So let me kind of give you all just a real quick overview. Let me go back to this wonderful human being here. He's not wonderful at all, actually. Jesse Mack Butler, the guy in blue. Okay. For those of y'all who don't know the story, and there's more, I'll tell you a couple more things on the family in a second. But for those of y'all who don't know the story, who are coming in, Jesse Mack Butler was arrested for we're going to say a word that starts with the letter R, because I'm trying to be nice on social media. Starts with the letter R, assaulting two young girls, teenage girls that he was supposed to be dating, and strangling them to the point of unconsciousness, one of them having to have surgery. All right. So that's what we're talking about. And again, if you're new here and you're new to this case, give me a moment for all the people who've been following it. Let me finish kind of telling them what's going on. And so then, yeah, we'll talk more about it. So I'll put this comment up here too. And I get what you're saying here with this. I'm not putting this comment up to pick on you. They want nothing to do with it. Why would they then insert themselves to bring negative attention? They want to stay as far away as they can. Who can blame them? Well, okay. So if I'm assuming that you're talking about the extended family members on this, and this is an important part to clarify. They reached out to me because they were being harassed. You can always go to people search and find people's family members and people connected to them, stuff like that. It's easy to do. Honestly, not to be a shameless plug here, but I get sponsored by them sometimes, but I genuinely use it. There's a company called Delete Me. You get 25% out if you use 20% off if you use Nick of Crime. And I'm not here to promote that, but it literally scrubs that information from the internet to make it harder for people to find you. But any of y'all can go on, put these people's names in it, and you can find all the people related. So people are doing that and they're harassing family members, and that's not okay. So they wanted people to know that basically everybody outside this group of like 3 or 4 people, they condemn they condemn Jesse. They don't support any of this, but they're being harassed. So that's why they reached out. So just for clarification sake on this. Now, Mac apparently is not a very present father as well. I'm sure you can probably tell on that. And I'm sure at his age, he's probably a little checked out. He's in his 70s. He's got an 18-year-old, right? He's the guy who did it again when one of them regained consciousness to record it. Yes, same guy. You guys remember the body cam footage? If y'all don't remember the body cam footage, I can kind of describe it to you. And we can play it again if you guys want to play it again. Y'all just drop that in the comments. I'm not going to read the comments on TikTok because you guys won't be able to see it there. But if you're on YouTube and you want me to replay the body cam footage, let me know. It's not very long. But there's a few times where Jackie goes to try to embrace him, and he kind of like pulls back, kind of jerks back, like I don't want it, don't touch me, right? And apparently this family member has a friend that works in, we'll just say law enforcement or law enforcement adjacent, we'll put it that way, and does some forensics type stuff. Y'all are saying yes, so we'll do it in a second. Does some forensic type stuff. And she said that basically, and not that this is going to be any surprise. Somebody said that they noticed that. Not that this is going to be any surprise to any of y'all, but it's a show that he doesn't value or respect women, even his own mother. Now, we know Jesse Mack Butler doesn't respect women, right? Because he doesn't know what no means. Oh, there's also, I just remember something else real quick. Remind me if I forget to come back to his college choice, or what I can tell you about. I know about his college choice, which is not very much, but I know you some. Anyways, I forgot where I was going with this. Sorry. Well, oh yeah, the touching. So yeah, he's pulling away, pulling back, and he doesn't respect women. We know that he no doesn't mean anything to him. He uses women for his pleasure. In fact, he even told one of the girls that you're not leaving till I'm finished. Didn't matter that she told him no. Right? Somebody asked if Jesse's being charged with rape. Yes, Jesse was facing 78 years, and the judge knocked that down to 150 hours of community service. And video says Jackie's Candy will take care of this. He's Candy, I believe, the bail bonds woman. So Jesse doesn't respect women, even his own mother. That's part of the problem. Now, the other thing, this is very important for the people of Stillwater, Oklahoma. Jesse will be leaving y'all soon. Okay, he's apparently not going to college at OSU. He's not going there. In fact, what I was told is that they're surprised that family's still in Stillwater, period. But he's going out of state. I don't know where. I don't know where he's going. This person does not know where he's going, but when and if they find out, they will let us know. Right? So just so y'all are aware, he will not be going to OSU. He will be leaving Stillwater. He's going somewhere, probably out of state, probably out of Oklahoma altogether. So I don't know where that is, which makes it even more important that we um that we share his face everywhere. All right. Somebody asked, and this is actually, I got some more information on this. I'm glad that y'all are asking on this. So the question is, did his mom really overhear one of the girls? Yes. And what we had initially thought was it was a bedroom, but it was actually a movie room, which was like right up, very close to where the family was. Basically, my understanding is the way that layout works. Jesse's room backs up to the master bedroom, to the parents' room. So anything that went on in that room, there's no way the parents didn't hear. Now, there's a movie room nearby as well, and that's where the assault in the house happened. And that's where mom came knocking on the door. There was a girl struggling, saying no, yelling, screaming. Everything okay in there, baby? Yeah, mom, everything's fine. She doesn't open the door. She lets her teenage son be in a room with a closed door with a girl. She's struggling. She's saying no, and he just leaves. Right? Just leaves. And the assault continues. Right? So that's kind of what happened. That's kind of what happened. My understanding is his chances to play baseball are gone. I don't know that to be 100%, but that's also a good thing, right? His chances to play baseball are kind of gone. That's good. Somebody asked, can the mom be charged with anything? No. What are you going to charge her with? I mean, us sitting here saying that she heard, like, we know from one of the victims' families that the mom did. We know that story from one of the victims' families, but the mom can say that never happened. That's her word against ours. There's no way to prove anything like that. I believe the victims, but what we've learned is that the court system doesn't believe the victims, or if they do, they don't care. Right? So that's kind of where the Jesse stuff's at, and I feel like this was good news. That was a good conversation with this particular individual, and uh, they're they're happy that I'm trying to think of how they worded it. They told me that when the verdict came down, that they were shocked because it was zero accountability and they did not agree with it. They are happy for the attention that is being put on him, the family is, on Jesse in particular, because there was no accountability in the court, and they support the victims as well. So that's kind of where that's at. I'm glad that they reached out. Which part is Amber saying? What part's false? Amber, which part's false? No, I'm not saying that it's hearsay. I'm saying that that's what a court of law would look at it as. You know that I believe you guys. Hold on, I want to see what Amber has to say. Amber is one of the victims' mothers, so I trust her implicitly. Oh, she laughed? I didn't know this. Okay, I'm going to put this up there. She laughed. Oh, I know that Jackie's not a nice person, if that's what we're talking about. Yeah, so she said she laughed during one of the victim's impact statements. Laughed. No, that's... Oh, you're talking about Shelby. Oh, she must be talking about Shelby. Okay, Shelby. Amber's catching up. So Shelby apparently laughed during one of the victim impact statements. Well, you know what, Amber? That makes me very, very angry. And so we need now to put... No, it sounds like Shelby, the sister, did. So that's not... Because I think the Amber's watching it a little bit behind. So that means we need to put Shelby's on blast. That's what we need to do. All right. And I'll tell the family member that too. She scoffed and rolled her eyes. Well, we're gonna have to get that story out there. Amber, I got a question. Did you guys, I can't remember. Did y'all send me the victim impact statements? I can't remember. No, Shelby's the sister. Let me pull the picture back up. Shelby's the sister. She's the one on the far right. Oh, her baby brother couldn't hurt a fly. Gotcha. All right. Well, I'm glad to know that. And I will relay that to the person that told me that. Again, this person hasn't had that much interaction with this family in a long time. The whole family is mean. Yeah, they had nothing good to say about this woman. That is infuriatingly disgusting. So apparently, according to one of the, I don't want to keep calling them victims because they're survivors. These girls are strong and they're brave and they came forward and they put their voices out there. So I'm going to try really hard to stop calling them victims and say survivors. But one of the survivors' mom is in here, and that's what she's saying. Now, obviously, she was there. That they laughed her. That this is because she's what 27 or something like that. Shelby Taylor. Because she's 27, right? And she's Shelby Taylor. She's not a Butler anymore. And she works at an elementary school. Is that correct? So, yes, that's the mom, sister, and the monster. So I'm glad to know that. And so for anybody real quick who's coming in on TikTok or Facebook or YouTube and you're catching this live, and you need kind of a catch up on YouTube and I believe on Facebook, you can rewind to the very beginning and watch it if you want. I can't believe that people would laugh at her. I mean, these are like, here's the thing. What is she, 27, something like that? She's in her like mid to late 20s. And you have a 16-year-old girl up there reading a victim impact statement or something that happened when she was 16 and you laugh at that. There's a special place in Hades for you. Amber, you got to tell me these things. You know how I get mad about this. You got to tell me these things. I know you don't know all that. You don't think about the things till something brings up. And I'm going to make sure that I tell that person that as well. Shelby's the one in the jeans. Yeah. So that's a problem. Now, some of you guys wanted to see the body cam footage. Let me get that pulled up real quick for y'all. I want you guys to see when she goes to touch him and he pulls away and all that kind of stuff. I can find where it is. I got so many things because of this case on my desktop. We'll find it. There it is. I found it. Okay. Video file. Give me 1 second, guys. Is it right here? Let's get this out there for you guys.
Wallet and phone and stuff. So, okay. Your what?
Okay, I'm gonna just put myself on mute. We'll give you guys the full screen on that.
Give me your wallet and phone and stuff. So, okay. Your what?
They're in the car.
Well, okay, it's fine. It's not locked or anything, is it? Okay. So, can you tell him what you just told me, or?
Yeah. So we're here. We're obviously going to place you under arrest. There's a warrant for your arrest. We're going to take you to the jail. I told your mom that she can contact a bondsman, and you shouldn't be very long. But there just is a process for paperwork and stuff. But right now, you do have to come with us, and I do have to put you in handcuffs. So turn around for me.
You have to put him in handcuffs?
I
You know we're doing this. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'll get you out. For me? All right. Stay silent. Rick knows about this. Candy's on this. Dad's on his way. We're coming to get you, okay? Stay strong, okay? Say your prayers.
Okay, so he's going to go right to the city of Stillwater jail, and if you'll just contact her, then she does this all the time. She knows what to do.
Yep.
Make sure
Okay.
she knows Stillwater Police Department, not a county.
Yeah.
Stillwater Police Department on Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let them know that
perfect.
we're the ones that picked him up.
And
They
when
don't-
you say we are the ones.
Stillwater PD.
Stillwater PD.
Yeah,
Okay.
that way they don't think he went like straight over and he's over at the county.
Awful experience for the child.
Back down, spread your feet for me.
Nothing on their side.
That's Jess.
All right, so that's the arrest. Let me get myself back up here. That's the arrest. People asking who the sister's name. Her name is Shelby Taylor. And I want to put this comment. I put it up while it was playing. I'm going to put it up again. Jackie acts like she's in charge of this arrest. I'm going to agree with that statement. And I think that she is in charge of that arrest. The way I'm looking at this arrest, the way that came through, it looks like he knew the police showed up. She probably talked to them outside privately, said that we'll go in and get him when it's time. And they arranged it. That was the nicest arrest I've ever seen in my life. I don't know about you guys, but that is the night. If anybody's been arrested, I mean, I've not been arrested, but like anybody else who's done that, like that's got to be the nicest arrest. Well, actually, that's not true. I was when I was a kid, but that's because my mom thought that using the Fulton County, that's a different trauma to go down. Fulton County Juvenile Hall was a good punishment when you didn't pick up a hat, but that's again a different story. My own trauma, but it wasn't. It definitely was not that nice. And I was like a 12 or 13-year-old. Yeah, you had to put him in cuffs. So it seems to me that the mom kind of arranged all of that, right? It was very, very nice arrest. And real quick, because a lot of people jumped over to watch that. If you did miss it, you can rewind this. Make sure to follow, subscribe while you're here. Remember to notice too that you saw that she tried to put her arm around him. He pulled away. She already took his phone. She was looking for his wallet. They already had this like planned out, right? Because now, she gets to hold on to the device. She gets to go meet him. They've already got everything. They've already got everything called, right? They knew that this was coming, it seems, or maybe they didn't know until like the police showed up. But then it very clear to me that Jackie had a conversation with them prior to that. Like it was like it was like the police didn't want to be there doing it. Like, you're not going to be, don't worry, you're not going to be down there very long. We got to get some processing stuff done. Then you'll be fine. Would the phone be evidence? The phone was evidence. There was a video of him strangling a girl till she passed out, till she went unconscious on that phone. Anyway, it's just, I would love to see the full body cam footage. If anybody knows that, there's a lot of y'all are asking too about the Tinder account. I'm not sure. Nobody's been able to find the Tinder account for me. So yeah, they knew this was coming. Yeah, they knew this was happening. So Jesse Mack Butler is a real problem. No, he's got his phone back. He's got his phone back. They don't have it anymore. The case is done. The case is closed. He got off with community service. He was supposed to have 78 years. He was supposed to have 78 years, but he got 150 hours of community service, and it's all expunged the day he turns 19, which is going to be next August, this upcoming August. Well, next year, August 26th. He'll be turning 19, and that's it. It's done. The case is done. It's closed. He got off. He was supposed to go to prison for 78 years. 78 years, guys, and he didn't. There's a chance he's going to be resentenced. The only way would be federally, or the only way would be if another victim came forward. That'd be the only way. He got youthful offender, even though he did a crime that's definitely very adult. SA and strangulation. I don't know why he wasn't hit with attempted murder. I really don't, because one of the girls was very close to death. If you guys haven't seen the picture, let me see if I'll put it up for you guys. I'll take this down. Hold on. Let me take this down. I'll put this real quick. I'll show y'all. I'll show you what he did to her, this girl. So this right here, if you look at it, that lump in this child's neck, because she is a child, y'all, in her neck is due to Jesse strangling her. That is a result. It's a thrombose like vein or vessel. And she had to get surgery for it, y'all. Let me show you guys. I'm going to show y'all. She had to get surgery for it. So this girl, who's young, she's a high schooler. All right, she's still in high school. Has to walk around with a scar on her neck, physical and emotional trauma from this for the rest of her life, while the person who did it to her gets to go on his merry way. And you guys who keep saying he'll do it again, he will do it again. He will 100% do it again, because next year he's going to be at college where he gets to ply women with alcohol, where he gets to pick up substances that are the opposite of the floor, right? Like, he's going to get to do that. He's going to get to do that because they didn't take it seriously. And you guys ask, what can we do? What can we do? And here's what I can tell you. When it comes to this case, there's not a lot. But what we do need to do as a community, as a society, is say, okay, we're done giving these plea deals to child predators. We're done with this. We're not doing this anymore. All right. And the way that you could do that, because I have the platform and I have the contacts to be able to make it a reality, or at least start to try, go sign the petition. It's linked in the show notes. It's linked in my bio to end plea deals for child predators. All I need is a signature. I don't need anything else. It takes 2 seconds of your time to do it. Faster if you're autofill. That's all I need. And once we get to 100, we can start giving it to more lawmakers. If you remember, guys, there's also midterms coming up this year, and that's a great thing to run off of. Is, hey, we're gonna hold child predators accountable. Both sides will want to say that, right? So, but actions speak louder than words, because remember, while we're talking about this situation right here, all right, remember when we started the show and we talked about this guy who continuously assaulted a 2-year-old until she was 7 for 5 years, and he walked away with probation. So that means that Texas just passed a new law where people who are into children don't get a bond. This guy right here, Harris County, Texas. Not Harris, sorry. What is it? Travis County, Texas. Let him off with bond. I don't know what college he's going to. I just know it's not OSU. That's Texas, guys. So Texas isn't taking it seriously. They can say that that's what they want to do, but they're not. This guy right here, Richard Lee Bell, a 2-year-old, guys, 2-year-old. And they just let him go out the door. Bye. Thanks for coming. Check in with your probation officer. That's it. Check in. It's sickening. And what happened, here's the thing that's good though. And this is, and I keep showing y'all that case. I keep showing him, put his face back, his horrible face back up. One of the reasons that I keep showing you guys this is because I need y'all to bring the energy that y'all are bringing to Jesse and those girls, giving them their voice back. I need y'all to give this little girl who's now 9. She's 9 years old now. I need you to help give her voice back too. That's why I need y'all to put this energy. I can cover both cases at once. I can do both at once. We can do them together like this. So you get both updates. But I need y'all to bring the energy on this one as well. All right? Because there's also another victim who was 8 when her abuse started, who lived in the house with him. It was the mom's boyfriend. If you're asking for the victim's name, when it comes to minors, we don't share names, especially when they're victims of SA. But yeah. What about the signatures? Go sign the petition, Zach. It's the signatures. Well, the signatures is the petition is to end plea deals for child predators. The representative in Oklahoma, J.J. Humphrey, who's running for lieutenant governor, has already taken interest in it, and we'll do more. We will continue to do more, guys. It's late. So you're watching on Facebook. It should be linked in the notes below. But if not, Zach, if you go to my page on Facebook, it's pinned at the very top. Gotcha. Yeah, it's pinned at the very top since you're watching on Facebook. And thank you for asking. You get back a woman's dignity after she has been marred. The effects last a lifetime. They do. This is a girl. Think about this. This is a girl. When we're talking about the other one that I just showed you, Richard Lee Bell. When you talk about that, before I go that, let me talk about the victims in Jesse's case, the survivors in Jesse's case. they're going to walk with those scars for the rest of their life, right? The ones got the physical, they're going to have the trauma, the mental scars of it, and they're going to, and what they learn, what the court system in Oklahoma and Stillwater, Oklahoma told them at a very young age is that their voice doesn't matter. That's what happened. That's what happened. All right. They told him that they don't matter, that he matters more, that a man matters more. Somebody asked about the second one. He's free at the moment. Yes, he's free. He's in Lexington, Virginia right now. So here's the consequences, and I'll tell you what the consequences are, what we're looking at here with both of these. So their voice, those girls don't matter. Now, for this guy, the court system told a 9-year-old who did the right thing, who showed immense bravery, spoke up, told her dad, her biological dad, what had been happening, finally got the courage to do it. Because remember, he'd been grooming this child since she was 2 for her to think that this was normal. But then she's like, this doesn't feel right. She doesn't like this. It doesn't feel right. She doesn't want to do this. And so she tells her dad, right? And her dad goes into action. They all do everything. They all do everything the right way. And the court told a 9-year-old child that she didn't matter. All right. That's where I get incredibly angry. So this is a child who will never know a time where this didn't happen. There was no time before this because it started when she was 2. It's been her whole life up until she was 7. There's going to be a lifetime of healing off of that. And that's what I'm saying. We need to give her a voice. I need y'all. I'm the same way that I was passionate about what happened with Jesse and getting him out there. We need to do the same thing, because this guy right here, again, he told the investigators that the 2-year-old came on to him, that a baby came on to him. And he was trying to hold on to his job. He lied to his boss about what he did. They found out that it was a child under 14. They had no idea how young it was. They do now. They know how young now. And he's lost his job. He was immediately fired. He apparently spouts off a lot of learn about him. 2 different people have told me the same thing about him. He spouts 2 people who don't know each other. He spouts off wild conspiracy theories. They started with like normal ones, like, oh, we never made it on the moon. Holocaust isn't real. The Jews run the world. Then he started getting into some real deep, like Aryan white supremacist type of stuff. Then the fact that he's a descendant of like Nordic gods. Seriously, this is what this guy talked about. He is like 15 screws loose. And the thing about this is they're putting him in treatment. He's got to go to treatment for being a child abuser. Right? Jamie, for you guys who are saying you can't find my stuff, I don't know where you're watching it, my page. If you go, here's the easiest way. If you want to find my stuff, my website is and then it's my name. My name is Justin, because my name's Justin. JustinTheNickOfCrime.com. You go to that website, all of my socials are there. You can get to any of all the ones you want to follow and find there. So the petition's linked on my TikTok bio, my Instagram bio. It's pinned at the top of my page, and it's in the show notes for this post and on YouTube. For anybody who wants to do that, please sign it, okay? For sure. Now this guy, somebody said this. He is a registered offender. He is a registered offender. So that's that. Let me tell you something. If this dad didn't need his daughter, or this daughter didn't need her dad so bad, not time, Tranya, crime, C-R-I-M-E. You're close, but everything else is correct except crime. This would have been handled very differently. The only treatment I'm not going to get myself banned today. You guys know what the only treatment is. Usually comes in a brass pill case. Usually. Now, here's the thing for those of y'all who are in the Lexington, Virginia area. You know that this guy, he apparently wants to go live off the grid. He wants to go live off the grid. Which means nobody will miss him. Wolves, coyotes, whatever. I'm not saying that you guys do anything, but I am telling people in Lexington, Virginia, you need to watch your daughters. Jesse is not registered. This guy is. Talking about two different cases, Lauren. We're talking about two, right? I'm talking about this one because I want you guys to be on this one as well. But Jesse, yeah, Jesse's a problem, and so let's talk about that for a minute. I'm gonna leave this guy's face up here while we talk about Jesse because there were there are like two to three paths for any type of justice on this. Means he can also fly off the radar. Exactly. I'm gonna pin this real quick for those of y'all looking. Thank you for typing that out. So first you have Representative J.J. Humphrey. Now, J.J. is not going to be able to get this case retried. It's almost impossible to get that done. However, he is looking to bring a grand jury indictment against the DA, prosecutors, etc., the judges that allowed this to happen. Now, in order to do that, if you are in Payne County, Oklahoma, it's very important that you listen to what I'm going to say. Okay. If you are near Oklahoma, it's also important to listen to what I have to say. There is going to be a petition for basically to order an investigation grand jury, however it works. I'm going to get more information on that, but it's not like a change.org petition like what I'm doing. You have to go door to door and get signatures of registered Payne County voters. So if you are not in Payne County, not registered to vote in Payne County, first of all, if you're in Payne County, not registered to vote, go register because you should vote, number one, and number two, you need to for able to sign this petition. Number two, it has to be from there. They're going to have physical people going door to door to collect these signatures, and I feel confident they're going to get them. All right. Now, you don't have to be in Payne County, a resident of Payne County, to carry that petition. So if it's something that you want to do, you can reach out to Representative Humphrey's office. I'll give you his email right now. Hold on. There it is. I don't know how my stuff came blue today, but I like it. I think I might leave it there. But you can email him. All right. The person on the picture that's not Representative Humphrey. But you can volunteer to carry a petition as well. I think they've had like 250 people sign up or something like that. So you can do that. The other thing that you have is a third victim. My understanding is that there is a third victim. Awesome, Jordan. Phenomenal. I'm glad that you were here to hear that. If that victim chooses to come forward, those are brand new charges. And I can't, and what I've told what I've said publicly, and I'll say it again publicly, if you are a victim of Jesse Mack Butler and you are considering possibly wanting to look at this, you can reach out to me, justinthenickofcrime@gmail.com. Reach out to me directly. I will keep your information quiet. I will get you in touch with the representative, and we will make sure your case is handled correctly, unlike what happened in this particular situation. Believe me, with all the spotlight and scrutiny on the judges right now, they're going to handle stuff correctly, or there'll be a completely different judge, and these would have to recuse themselves. So if that is you, that is another way to hold him accountable. All right. The other way for Jesse Mack Butler would be federal. If the feds were to come in, because Jesse had pictures of girls his age nude on his phone, and he did that so that he could body shame them. Right? I mean, seriously, so like, oh, look at this. You don't look like this. Well, you should do this. These two girls were young cheerleaders. They're in good shape. Right? Like they take care of themselves. And have we seen Jesse? Like, hold on. Where is he? Hey, have we seen him? Dude's got, boy, like, I'm not trying to be like whatever, but dude's got no room to be talking about somebody else, like body shaming some girl. He's got no room at all. So somebody said, yeah. So basically he had CSAM on his phone. Now in Oklahoma, it's not, you have like this Romeo and Juliet law, and he would definitely fall within it because he's not like looking at like 12-year-olds. These are girls that he dated, right? Or whatever, abused, that he was in some kind of a relationship with. Like, it wasn't like he was like searching the internet for terrible stuff. But the federal government, it doesn't matter. If the girl's underage, it doesn't matter. If you're underage too, it doesn't matter. So that would be one of the ways to do it. Plus, with the strangulation video, I'm quite sure there could be federal charges. It's just a matter of getting them there. All right. So that's Jesse's case. If they bring a grand jury, it would do no different. I mean, you would have to have a lot of things come forward, a lot of things happen, and come up in an investigation for them to be able to like throw out that verdict. And the likelihood is very slim. I mean, that's just the reality of it. Not impossible. Yeah, I think somebody else, and that judge would be or they'd have to recuse him. So, but I don't know. People asking how did he walk off for such a light sentence? I don't know. I mean, I do know it. I think it's because his family's well connected. Mama fixes everything. No, I don't think the judge was bought. I don't think the judge was given any money. I think that this is a who you know kind of situation. You don't when you're in that good old boy network that you have in these smaller towns, southern towns, etc. When you have that good old boy network, you don't have to pay him off. You don't have to pay him off. They'll just do it because you're friends. Oh, we'll throw you some OSU tickets. We'll throw you some OSU tickets. I'm in the game. We'll hang out. Oh, you grew up with me. You grew up with my husband. We've been friends forever. And when you've lived in those towns in a small town community, especially in a college town, the locals tend to stick together. And his dad was the former director of football operations. His mom still works at OSU. Yeah, exactly. Exactly what it could be. I went to school in Georgia. The town was very much like that. Statesboro, Georgia. It's very much like that. They didn't like the college. I mean, apparently Stillwater likes their college, but for the most part, did he find out? I don't know. Did he find out? So yeah, we have two cases that we need attention on, guys. And I'll say this: if this is a volleyball coach, well, my focus is about to turn on Shelby real quick. Shelby's about to have all my attention, and we're going to talk about the fact that she laughed during a victim impact statement. So, there's two cases here though that really need the attention, and for the one about Richard Lee Bell, that's been shared. I've done a video on it. TikTok is incredibly suppressing, so please go interact with it. Please sign the petition, obviously. It's posted on my Instagram. It's posted on my Facebook. I'm going to continue post it. I'm supposed to have a conversation with the other victim's father here very soon. Actually, on the Richard Lee Bell one, and you got for this. Actually, I should tell you that I should have led with this. For the Richard Lee Bell one, at least one of the victim's fathers is going to come live with me, and it would have to be on YouTube. Well, I mean, it would stream on Facebook and Instagram too. So if you want to make sure you don't miss that, make sure to go subscribe to the YouTube. It's free to subscribe. And make sure you have notifications on, because when that happens, and of course I'll make sure there's plenty of notice out. But Trey's like, put him in Gen Pop and see how long he would last. I bet not 1 hour. I bet you that you're right, Trey. And here's the thing though, Trey, I agree with you, but you'd have to actually put him in prison. That's the issue with either of these people. Neither one of them got prison. They both got to walk. They're all the survivors of all of these people were told that they don't matter. So anyways, guys, for the petition, everyone needs to be. Yeah, if you're in Payne County, make sure you're registered to vote. Yes, so if you want to be part of that petition, I don't know if it's a recall petition or exactly what it is, but yes, you definitely want to make sure that you do that. So, crazy. I'm going to tell you this: with all the people that came in here, I'm very disappointed with the signature, the signatures on the petition. We're really not doing well on it. Please go sign it. Takes you guys 2 seconds. Y'all want to do something? You want to be outraged? Let's do it. Let's be outraged together. Let's change something. Let's turn that outrage into action. What we got to do. Anyways, there's a lot more to come with all of this stuff. You guys know that none of this is over. We're still going to do stuff. I'm going to call it for the day on this episode. I appreciate you guys listening. I appreciate you guys lending an ear. We got the full body cam footage. Somebody just sent it to me. That will not be for this live. It will be for the next. Make sure to follow. We'll make sure to do that. So Banfield, I'm going to be on Banfield tonight, probably to talk about Jesse tonight. I reached out to I didn't tell Ashley herself, but I reached out to one of the producers and said, told them about the case with Richard Lee Bell, and they're probably going to cover that too. So that's we'll see. That's going to be what we have. So just make sure that you guys, stay informed. Make sure to follow, comment so that the algorithm brings you back to it. And we will see you guys soon. Appreciate y'all listening. Bye, everyone. I can end it. There we go.